Morning, welcome to Arrochar. I'm about 15 minutes from Loch Lomond, where I took the stills which I used for the opening sequence. I didn't film anything at Loch Lomond, it was rather busy, and the location I've chosen was a parking area on the A82. I've got the bike with me, and this would have made a perfect cycle route, but quite heavy rain is forecast. I didn't fancy dragging a wet bike and gear into the van and then spending the night with them. As much as I'm loving the moss-covered trees, this is of course a working forest. I'm going to jump forward about 5 minutes because there's some machinery heading towards me. The whole track was shaking when that went past. However, it's gone past just in time to give us some views of Loch Long. I come to this area in March particularly because I wanted to see some snow on the mountains, and as you can see from the fleeting glimpses of mountaintops, there isn't much snow. Now the route I'm on, which is proposed by the Forestry Commission on the information panel back at the car park, suggests you go down that path there to get to the Loch Shores. I'm going to carry on a little and see if there are any opportunities for woodland photography, and I'll return by the lower route a bit later on. I don't think the GoPro would pick it up, for the egret flying overhead every few minutes. Every walk should be a voyage of discovery, and what I've discovered on this walk on the upper path is, as you look up the hill, that's more like new growth and perhaps less interesting to photograph. Whilst looking down towards the loch, seems more like old growth. And given that woodland photography is my nemesis, I need things handed to me on a plate, so I'm heading for the old growth. Lovely walk there, very atmospheric, and on a clearer day you would head out to altitude, which would be very interesting. By no means an expert on the mountains in this area, but I believe this route heads out to the Cobbler. Oh, definitely a good choice to come down to the loch side. Absolutely splendid. These old trees all covered in moss and lichen. Lichen something else is an expression I don't often use on this channel. About 50 years ago someone tried to teach me what an algorithm is. I spent the rest of my life trying to avoid them. There's quite a large hotel on the shores of the loch. Lovely place for a stay. I can't remember if I said, but the name of the loch is Loch Long. Welcome back. Now I've left the side of the loch in order to skirt round the side of the hotel. I'm passing through a bit of a forested area. or should I say a slightly flooded forested area. There is, however, a little bit of protection from the heavier rain, which, as promised, is now arriving. This is a delightful walk. You could extend it as far as you like if you wanted to go up onto the high ground. Might want to wait until you can see the high ground first. Now there is a short route back to the car park that way, but I want to cross over this little river and head back through more forest. Now, as you may have heard on some of the clips, this latter part of the walk in the direction of doing it goes quite close to a main road. However, there's the option of following the path closer to the river and avoid some of that noise. Now, I'm not sure I've got the woodland photography I was hoping for today. Nonetheless, fantastic walk, beautiful location, well worth getting out for. This has been a short, damp walk near Arrochar, featuring fleeting glimpse of Loch Lomond and Loch Long, also featuring a snapped shoelace, which means that my final poignant walk away in this film will be marred by a peculiar gait. I have been your avuncular host. Thanks for watching.